Hello, everybody, and welcome back. And today we are talking about Opus 8 spoilers. We're finally at that time. We've been slowly getting little bits and pieces here from as of actually since Nationals or since Worlds, I believe. They kind of showed us like just some art that we were looking forward to. And then they gave us this, the background, the cover, the box art, I mean, and then like there was a couple things here and there, but we're finally at a point where we're starting to get a lot more spoilers. We're doing the North American page or the official Final Fantasy TCG page is finally doing card of the week again, so we can definitely have something to look forward to every Thursday. Um, yeah, and so now it's time to start talking about a lot of the new cards, a lot of things we're excited for. But before that, please make sure to stop by Happy Little Hug Factory, guys. If you guys are looking for to do your pre-orders, they will have limited quantities this time. So please get on that. The link is in the description below. They also have other cards and stuff that you guys might be interested in. But yeah. So with that being said, let's get into it, man. So the first one we're going to talk about is Lise. She's signed into the seventh on. Now this is the starter deck cover card, I believe, for the new. I think it's Fire Wind or Fire Lightning. I don't know. We're gonna be getting this one soon. I think like a week before this set comes out. Probably around the same weekend as the pre-release. So yeah, it's category 14 forward sign of the seventh on. You cannot play Lise or card name Ida while already in control of either character. So I think from what I understand, Lise is her sister, or they're the same person, something like that. So that's probably why you can't have them on the same time on the field at the same time. The forwards other than Lise you control gain 1,000 power, so gives a buff to everyone else. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, the forwards you control gain 2,000 power instead. So at 5 points of damage, she will actually buff herself as well as everyone else. And then Dragon Kick S tap, choose a forward, deal at 8k. Seems pretty good. But yeah, so pretty solid card. I think it's good for this card to be able. I think this card's gonna see a lot of play, mainly because it's just gonna increase like the output potential of like all the forwards everyone plays. It's also gonna help with like some of the weaker cards that are kind of makes them a little harder to deal with. I don't have any decks in mind right now, but it's just realistically, if we think about this, it's like at 5 points of damage, right? And you have any banner, so all forwards are getting 3k. In Warrior of Light decks, they might be getting 4 or 5 extra k, like because of the other, because of the orphans or whatever that they're out. And so this card on its own is going to be doing a lot of work, just powering things up. And then it's not going to be easy to remove once you've taken 5 points of damage, because 9k is not, really the easiest thing to do, and it will always have that option to Dragon Kick something on its way out. So it's a very solid card, but it is very fire. There is no good fire cards without drawbacks, so we're gonna keep that theme going. It seems, considering that you can't play this alongside Ida. But yeah, so we can move on to the next one. Now the next ones were spoiled Japanese. Then we got them revealed in English. So these edits might not look the best, but if you can't tell, then don't worry about it. So I did pick these up from on Facebook and stuff like that. So when Marsh enters the field, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 fire character among them and to your hand, and return the others to the bottom of the deck. So Fire just got their own sort of Porum. I actually really enjoy this card. I appreciate that it's EX burst and it gets, it gets a card for them, right? So they net value here. So it's a 2 cost search for get a card, kind of thins out the deck. The trade-offs here between this and Porum is that you don't get the stop and action ability, and it has to be a fire card, right? And the pros are you search through 5 instead of 3, but you have your odds increase, I guess, right? So it is a solid card. I think they'll play at least 2, or any fire deck will play at least 2, because it's gonna help them search through cards. It's just filtration, and that's kind of one of the biggest problems I've had with fire. So it's definitely a usable card. Yeah, next is going to be Cloud. So we did get a lot of fire cards already, if you guys haven't noticed. And this is going to be the full art promo you get when you pre-order, or you buy a box, pretty much, the buy a box full art promo. And I think it's interesting that he's considered to be, it's Kingdom Hearts Cloud or whatever, but he says 7. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the art that we're gonna see. I don't expect us to get any more Kingdom Hearts cards for all you guys. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but it's just that unless they use like other art from Kingdom Hearts, that's probably the extent of it. Um, but yeah, when Cloud enters the field, choose a forward your opponent controls. Deal it 3,000 damage and 1,000 damage for each point of damage you have received. So again, fire keeps using like your life as a tool, I guess, for this. So it's gonna be rough. It's gonna hurt us in tiebreakers. So I know that from using Fusoya so much, but it's not bad that first effect. When Cloud is put from the field to the break zone, you may remove the top 10 cards of your deck from the game. If you do so, return Cloud to the field dull. So effectively, he could do this effect twice in the turn. I guess realistically, if we want to do something crazy, it's like he'll enter the field, kill something, you can Renoa it, do it again. You can also let him die or like Hecaton trade, and then he'll kill something. You'll bring him back, mill the 10 cards or whatever, and then it says remove the top cards from your deck from the game. So RFG them, and then bring him back and kill a third thing. So he has potential to do a lot of like to take a lot of things with him, which I like. I'm optimistic about this card for sure. The problem is right now I don't know how I feel about removing 10 cards. It's the same problem we had before with Dark Lord or whatever, but it's just more so now in. I don't know if Fire will have this problem because it doesn't have like the Layla Viking thing, but it's just Wind is so relevant and everyone's playing the Riku to counter Fusoyas or to counter like stuff like that, and it's just milling is annoying, right? So let's say you do this. If you want to maximize this card, right? You're at like 5 points of damage, even 6, meaning you're close to the end of the game, or it's later in the game, and then you're gonna mill 10 or RFG 10, and then try to like win, right? Or try to do something. But no, but at that point they've milled you a couple times, you've taken damage, so that's 16 cards plus what you've drawn, 20 cards. They're saying the numbers are just gonna get difficult. So I assume when you use this, it's gonna be like to try to win the game before you deck out or something like that. Or just make sure you count your deck when you use this, guys. It seems like a good card. I like it. I don't know. Well, at least with the Zac will be able to bring him out, so there's something for that. I don't know. Definitely interesting. I'm gonna consider it myself. But we can move on to the next one. Now this is gonna be the pre-release promo. It's also gonna be full art, which is gonna be interesting. So I think that's cool that we're gonna be getting 2 full arts, I guess. From the pre-release, and then one from buying our boxes or whatever. So he's a 4-cost summon. You can only pay with CP produced by backups to cast Bahamut. Choose a forward, deal it 10,000 damage. I'm sorry, if it is put from the field into the break zone this turn, remove it from the game instead. So it's the same cost, deals 2k more damage, but it has to be paid from the backup. This card is kind of dead until you develop your board, so that's gonna hurt. And it doesn't have EX burst with like the other Bahamut, our other 4-cost Bahamut. I definitely love the art, but I'm gonna find this complicated to use. I'm pretty sure you can get around this through what's her name, Saytuna, and be able to cast it from your deck. But I could be wrong as well. We'll have to see what the rulings say for this one. But again, so the 10,000 might be important. Consider we were talking about Lease and some of the other like. I feel like might be happening in the next meta. It's just like 10,000 might be required a lot from now on. So we have to consider cards like this and the Neo Bahamut or whatever. Not Neo Bahamut, but the other one that does like 10k, 2 things, and you take a point of damage. It's going to be complicated, but it might be necessary. So I'm not going to rule this card out completely yet. But for a pre-release card, I don't know. I'm not happy with it. I think they just wanted to like show off the art, and I'm okay with that. Honestly, I love the art. This is like phone background like kind of things. But okay, we can move on. The next one, this is very old. I think that's his name. So there's another crop that I was able to find. When Varial is put from the field into the break zone, choose a wind monster of cost 4 or less in your break zone and play it on the field. Not bad. 4 cost 5k. Not my favorite. Another FFCC character, Yuke. So from the Alhanelum family. He's like the same kind of people, race. And so, I don't know, it seems good. You can, if you're already at 4 backups, right, you can Vata, bring out this, and then bring out Condor, and then set up your next turn to do like funny stuff, like attacks, play a backup, summon Condor, whatever. But it's a long read. It's a long shot. I don't mind it. It might see some play. We also have to see what other wind monsters we get from the set. So there's that. But more FFCC too. So that that title deck's looking decent. And Gladiolus. So I'm really happy that we're finally getting some more 15 stuff. I'm just hoping, I'm praying actually, that they don't offset us and put like Ingus and Prompto and Ice and Fire or something silly, because it'll really kill this card. You can only, unless you do mono Earth obviously, but you can only pay with Earth CP to play Gladiolus onto the field. If you control Coordinate Noctis, the cost for playing Gladiolus onto the field is reduced by 2. So a 2 drop 9k seems good. And then he has an S Cyclone, deal 7k damage to all forwards your opponent controls. It's pretty expensive, so it's 6 CP. You're pitching Gladiolus for tap 4 and then dull this one. But it's cool. It's not impossible, and 7k to all forwards seems good. If you're playing like Earth Fire, I guess you could do that Phoenix stuff, and you won't even need the Crowl. You'll just have something else. You can pick other targets, but I don't know. It's really a strong card. It's gonna be 4. Again, it's a 2 cost effectively when you have Noctis on the board, and everyone's playing Noctis and protects him anyway. So yeah, he's gonna be good. If other than that, you can just make he's a 4 drop 9k, which is still pretty good. He's above the curve either way. Again, I'm just hoping that we don't have Prompto and Ice or Fire or Lightning and something, and Ignis in the other one. Just keep them all Earth, man. Let it happen. Give the people what they want, man. An FF15 deck. This was the other card of the day, I believe, last week's. Cloud. When Cloud enters the field, choose a forward. If you control 4 more category 7 forwards, break it. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. When a category 7 forward you control blocks, it gains 1,000 power until the end of the turn. That's good. So this is another point I wanted to make with the Bahamut's or whatever. I'm not saying that they get the buff all the time, but I feel like things are gonna get stronger this meta. Yeah, dealing 10k might be important. So Cactuars and stuff like that are gonna be useful. So anyway, let's dissect this card a little bit. So 4 more category forwards. If you control 4 or more category 7 forwards, break it. So that does include himself. Let's say you have Vincent, you play the Yuffie for free. I don't know what else you could possibly drop. Maybe if you're still doing that, Row Warriors or whatever, WRO members, you'll have 1 or 2 of these, maybe 1, and then you just drop the Cloud and hope they don't respond, and you can take something out. Yeah, it's just any forward 2, so no limit on that. And then when everything blocks, it's, Vincent will have Brave, so he can attack and then block as well with a bonus. If you're playing Earth Wind, then you have Maria and a Cross anyway. So or sometimes you'll play both. Not everyone gets that greedy, but we're looking at what? Your other forwards blocking at 10 plus, maybe, with this out on the field. And as long as any of the other banners are out on the field, he's going to be effectively an 8 or 9. And he gives it to himself, right? When a carry forward you control blocks, it is, again, so he's always going to be blocking at 8 plus. Strength is going to be important, so reduction might be more important too. Still a good card, decent, probably the second best Cloud that we have out now, in my opinion, obviously. Maybe third, considering I'm really looking into the Kingdom Hearts Cloud there. But that's 2 Clouds in one set. They gotta stop doing that. We need more Squalls. And now we have Eiko, 5 cost water forward for 4,000. When Eiko enters the field, you may search for 1 summon and add it to your hand. When Eiko is put from the field into the break zone, draw 1 card. So it nets 4 cards. It nets 2 extra cards eventually. It is still expensive. There has to be there better be another way to drop. There needs to be something that drops based on power as opposed to drops based on cost. Because we have geese, and we have like Shulk and stuff like that. It says 2 or less or 3 or less or whatever. Um, and then Layla Viking actually just says Viking, but we need something that for water anyway. I think to kind of open the board a little bit, we need to drop something of less power, less than X or whatever amount it's. And in that case, she might be extremely useful. I don't know if she's going to replace like other stuff, but she's a 1 cost, right? Eventually, you search or summon and then draw a card later. It's just you kind of prolong it, but not the worst card, I guess. She is a summoner, so with Brask on the board, you lower her cost, and effectively, ultimately, she'll become free when she nets you her cards back. But that's about it. I like the art because that's when she's like they're falling off Alexandria after Alexander comes out, and she's looking at Zidane because she's mad at him for rescuing Garnet from like when the tower breaks. That face is hilarious. So just a little funny thing. Diana from Final Fantasy Legends, Warrior of Darkness. So when Diana enters the field, choose a category FFL forward other than the card named Diana in your break zone and add it to your hand. Okay, so it nets you. So as long as you're playing the category here, you're gonna net some value off of 3-drop-6. So it's not bad. Choose a forward. You can tap her to choose a category FFL forward other than Diana you control against 2,000 power until the end of the turn. So it's okay. She kind of helps supports the deck. I think all our FFL characters are a little spread out at the moment, but I think this set was announced to be bringing more of those. And I do have some other information like that I was reading up online that the Warrior of Darknesses or whatever are coming this set too, and it looks like they're going to be Lightning, which is interesting. That should be fun for all you Lightning fans. But yeah, so there's another one, and I think this is the last one. So another Laswell. I'm happy that we're seeing. I wish they would have given us Rain or Lid or anyone else to kind of tease us, because we do have a lot of those Brave Exvius characters coming in. When Laswell enters the field or attacks, choose a forward. If it has received damage this turn, dull it and freeze it. And then for 1 fire CP, choose a forward, deal it 1,000. So it's kind of so just to give you guys a heads up, that probably the reason why they're doing this is because Rain is going to be a fire-based card, so they kind of want you to probably build the theme deck. I'm just hoping the Searcher or whatever, like, filtration unit or the kind of the reveal card is either fire or ice, at least to kind of help this out. But Azure Sky, so copy of Laswell, fire ICP, tap him, choose 2 forwards, deal 8,000 damage to the first forward, and don't freeze the other one. So it's not bad, and it's not super expensive. Yeah, so again, just the real problem I have is that it might be stuck to it. But the first effect, it's not completely terrible either. But I still, at the moment, rather play the other Laswell, just because he's cheaper and he usually takes stuff out anyway. I'd rather not just if Laswell has to choose a forward, if it has received that, you can always summon him, respond, tap 1, deal 1,000 to a forward, and then dull it and freeze it, which isn't bad. But the real thing is that that's a lot of CP, right? It's a 4-drop 8k to dull and freeze something, or a 5-drop 8k to dull and freeze something. Whatever. It's not bad, but we're gonna see when we see Rain. Hopefully, it makes more sense. Things make more sense, and maybe the Fire Ice deck will have something other than aggro to do. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So that's it for the spoilers that we actually know already, right? Here is the extras, I guess, that we have. These are some more art that we were announced. I believe it was Nationals or one of those major tournaments back last year. So we have 3 more cards that we know of that we need to look forward to. And then we have these. They were, those Japanese magazines or whatever that have inserts or whatever. And so they show. If you look on the left, they showing the Turks. So that's Rufus. What are the other guys' names? Oh man, I can't believe I forgot their names. Rude and Reno, right? Yeah, that's them. So Rufus, Rude, and Reno. So I also do have. There's also been some leaks of their card text of. I didn't want to bring those up yet because I want to, I don't want to just put card text in front of you guys. But that's awesome. Also, as you can see there, it's the cards we just talked about, and it talks about the sleeves that we're gonna get and the starter decks. So yeah, it is Fire Lightning for the starter deck, and then Wind Earth for the other starter, the 7th starter deck. And then the Cloud promo, and it's kind of the stuff we've talked about already. But it's cool that we're gonna get the Turks. And it looks like it might be the Advent Children stuff, so it might be, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And then on the right we have Xenos from 14. It's like the boss, one of the big bosses. I don't know I don't remember if it's from the first like main story or like the latest, the Stormblood expansion. But he's still going to be very strong. I think he is. I think we've kind of seen some text about him as well, but again, I don't want to share too much. We're gonna push those to another video when we get more information on that stuff, and I don't want to I wanted to be sure about it. So yeah, that's it. That's all the spoilers info we have for this week. Again, I will be keeping up to date with those as soon as I can, and yeah, don't forget to pre-order your stuff, guys. This set might be meta changing. We might see more than hopefully Dadaluma Ping falls behind a little bit after this set, or it just gets even better, right? But yeah, that's it for me, guys, and I will catch you next time.